Thank you, everybody, for joining. So thanks, everyone, and welcome to the Society of Thoracic Surgeons Congenital Heart Surgery Database user group call. Today is Tuesday, April the 4th, 2023. So thanks, everyone, for joining. I don't have a lot of information today, so just for the agenda, just a quick welcome and introduction. I'll provide our STS updates, and then I'll provide our AQO update for 2023, and then we'll just end the session, today's webinar, with a quick Q&A. If you all have any questions, we're happy to address those. Before we get started on the call with me today, we have myself, Carol Crone, we have Addie, Chastity is joining, and Janet from Core Group, and we have Dr. Jacobs joining us, as well as Melinda Offer from our adult cardiac side as well. So welcome, everyone, and thanks for joining. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these slides. These are just my standard slides that I have for each webinar. There are support plan, as you all are familiar. If you have questions about your report, your dashboard login, your IQVIA dashboard, or your login, reach out to us at stsdb_helpdesk@sts.org. Contact updates, contracts, other general questions, please contact us at stsdb@sts.org. And then clinical questions, just continue to submit those via our clinical question request form via the FAQ process. What is happening? Okay, next, our training manual is going to be posted by the end of this week. So Leslie is going to have that to me, and then we'll get it posted again by the end of this week. Just a reminder, the 6.23.2 data collection resources are available out on the STS website. So those are available under the data collection resources. If you have any questions about accessing that information, just please feel free to reach out to me directly. For continued STS updates, again, just a reminder, the spring 23 harvest closed on March the 10th, and those results are expected early summer. The spring 23 harvest will include surgery dates of January 1, 2019 through 12/31/2022. The fall 23 harvest is currently underway. You can submit data whenever. We are gladly accepting that data for fall 23. That will include surgery dates of July 1, 2019 up through 6/30 of 2023. The harvest closes September the 15th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern, and opt out no later than September the 29th. All right, and I do have a few IQVIA updates to share with you all. Again, just a reminder, IQVIA is not on these calls any longer, so I'm just going to provide a brief update. Please let me know if you have any questions about these, and I'll try to answer them. I may not know the answer, but I'll try the best I can. So STS 9176, there were questions on table 26, aortic stenosis, subvalvular repair, and aortic stenosis, supravalvular repair. There was a mismatch in the drill down results, and that issue has been resolved. So if you go out onto the dashboard and you or previously seen this issue, it has been resolved. Also, STS 9258, there are patients showing on the participant dashboard multiple times as the index procedure. This was reported by one site, but other sites could potentially encounter this issue. This was a new issue that was recently logged. IQVIA is currently looking into that for an upcoming release to resolve the item, and the release is in the planning phase. So as soon as we have more information of when that will be corrected, I will share that information with you. Also, Melanie did want me to share that she has taken down the current, the previous known issues list. So she is updating that known issues list with the latest and greatest information, and that will be posted. She said by later today, but I would check, just check tomorrow morning, Wednesday, April the 5th. So again, that updated known issues list should be available tomorrow morning at the absolute latest. And for our AQO update, all the information I know many of you have been asking about, so we officially have the information for AQO 2023. So this year's AQO will be a virtual conference only. This year's AQO will have the format that was similar to what we used in 2020, 2021 with the live streaming for all databases. I do not have the pricing information yet. That will be coming soon. And the dates for AQO this year will be September the 26th through the 29th. Tuesday, September the 26th will be Intermax PDmax. Wednesday the 27th will be General Thoracic. Thursday, the 28th will be adult cardiac, followed up with Friday, September the 29th will be our congenital day. So again, it will follow the same format of the live streaming that we had 20 to 21. And again, we will be sharing more information about pricing and additional details once we have all of that. Emily and team marketing will be reaching out to everyone with more information. And as always, we'll share additional information with you all on these calls as we get it. So mark your calendars for AQO 2023 for September 26th through the 29th. And we're hoping next year in 2024, we can do an in-person meeting. So, but this year it's for sure definitely going to be virtual. And we're hoping we can get back to live in 2024. So again, more information coming soon. Just quick, I just wanted to share this slide again. I get a lot of questions regarding public reporting. Again, our next public reporting refresh is scheduled for spring 23. Again, that date is TBD. I don't have that exact date. That refresh will include the fall 22 analysis results. Then we will have another refresh later on this year during the fall winter time period. And that additional refresh will include these most recent spring 23 analysis results. And then in 2024, we'll resume with our annual updates with the spring 24 analysis results. So back in 2024, we will be back to our regular schedule with just the annual update following the spring harvest. All right. That's all that I have for today. Like I said, I really did not have a lot of information to share today. Here's my contact information if you need to reach me. Database operational questions, reach out to us at stsdb@sts.org. And then tech support, analysis, reporting questions, please reach out to us at stsdb_helpdesk@sts.org. Also mark your calendars for our next upcoming webinars. Our next monthly webinar will be April the 18th at 12 p.m. Central, followed by our next user group call May the 2nd at 12 p.m. Central. And again, we will be having our webinars will be focused on the 6.23.2 version rollout. So more information will be coming soon about the new version. We will have webinars focused on the release for the new version. So additional education will be coming very soon. And that is all that I have for today. Again, not a lot of information to share. I just wanted to mainly provide you all with the AQO update for this year. So if you have any questions, please feel free to put those into the Q&A. Also, the raise hand function is enabled. If you have questions, please feel free to raise your hand. We'll unmute you and happy to address any of your questions. So Megan, prior to the 6.23.2 go live in July, will you be offer beta testing for using the new DCF with the IQVIA platform? So yes, Megan, we will be having some beta testing, and I believe you all are on that list, but I will be sure to reach out once we are doing that beta testing. So we do appreciate you doing that for doing that. So, but yes, we will be doing the beta testing. You're very welcome. I don't know while we're waiting for any questions. I don't know if Chastity or Carol, if anyone had anything to add. I know it's probably just going to be a super short call today, but I just did not know if anyone had anything they wanted to add while we were waiting for questions. I feel like I need to have background music.
You can sing to us, Leanne.
No, thank you.
I don't have anything to add, Leanne.
Yeah, I
No
didn't
questions, nothing going on?
No questions? No, nothing going on. I know everyone's getting ready for the new version, the new rollout. So again, I know everyone's very nervous about that. There's a lot of questions. We are going to be meeting with Dr. Subramanian and Dr. Nelson here within the next coming weeks. So we hope to have a lot of questions answered for you, and we'll pass along all the information that we can. Nancy does have a question. Oh, Nancy, you should be unmuted. Did you have a question, Nancy? Go ahead. You're unmuted, but I can't hear you. Can you show the 2023 harvest and training manual slide again? Yes. So again, the fall 23 harvest includes data from 7/1/2019 up through 6/30 of 2023. And opt out no later than the 19th, and it closes on September the 15th. Okay, Nancy, anesthesia section. I'm sorry, we can't hear you. This slide before the current. Does the April training manual be posted by the end of this week? I know it's a year. Do we have the next spring deadline for March 24? No, I don't have the deadline for March 24. Carol and I haven't established the harvest schedules for 2024 yet. Not that I'm aware of. When do you expect to have the training manual for 6.23.2 published, posted? Chastity, I don't know if you have.
After we have many meetings with Dr. Nelson and Dr. Subramanian. We've got, you know, I think the biggest lift in this is looking at the addition of all of the adult fields and just making sure that they jive with the current congenital definitions, because obviously the adults do their data collection very differently. So we have to really scrutinize each definition to make sure it fits our congenital ways as well. But it's coming.
It's coming. Yeah, we have weekly calls scheduled with Dr. Subramanian and Dr. Nelson. So just please know we're working on it. There's lots of outstanding questions. I know people have emailed me asking for, will there be a procedure list? We're talking through all of that information with Dr. Subramanian and Dr. Nelson. So as soon as we have more information, we will we'll share any and all information we get with you as soon as possible. Because I know you all are trying to figure out harvesting and data collection. Do we have a next spring deadline? So Kate, I would just say it's probably going to be, because I see you're planning around a family wedding, probably around the same time. They're usually around the same time each year. So this harvest closed what? March 10th. So I would expect it to be around that same, second week of March. I can't say exactly because we haven't said it yet, but it's usually, we try and keep them around the same time each year. Nancy, page 2, central lines. It never lists RA lines, although it has a central line section. RA lines aren't listed. I always put them in as another, but that just doesn't sound right to me. Chastity, I don't know if.
Are you saying this is in the data collection form, Nancy? I guess I'm not understanding.
For 3.4 or 3.4.1? Are you asking about 6.2.3?
And I don't know.
Yeah, can you clarify which?
I guess.
Oh, she's asking about 3.4.1.
3.41, page 2 of the data collection form. Is that what
the anesthesia section?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, anesthesia central lines.
Well, so RA lines aren't going to be put in by anesthesiologists. So in the anesthesia section, you're looking at anesthesia lines placed by an anesthesiologist, and that's why there's not something specific to RA lines. However, there is a question that says the surgeon put in lines instead of anesthesia. So, but that would be that the surgeon put in lines for the case, not popped in the RA at the end of the case when after anesthesia has already lined the patient, and that's what they use. So does that answer your question, Nancy? So the question, though, while it does ask if the surgeon put lines in, it says the surgeon put lines in instead of anesthesia putting lines in. So it's not just collecting that you had an RA line at all, because anesthesia is really looking at more along the lines of how the patient was monitored by anesthesia in the OR.
All right, she said they use those for infusions.
Of course.
Okay. And we had 2 questions. With all the FAQs that are submitted, what is the cutoff date to have those included in the new training manual? Has it passed? Yeah.
So every month we get a slew of questions that are discussed in the core at our monthly core group call that gets updated in the training manual and posted monthly. But what you're talking about for the new training manual for 6.23.2, that's not even posted yet. We're still confirming and clarifying all of the definitions based on the previous questions that you've asked, and making sure that we come right out of the gate with appropriate definitions or clarified definitions in the training manual.
Right.
Since the new training manual will have a new format for FAQ. So yes, we are no longer going to post every question that's asked. So there will be a separate, you will have your training manual. We will make updates and clarifications to definitions as we go along as needed, but we're not going to post your individual, what is the primary procedure for this specific scenario and things like that. You will still get the same answer back just as you have been. But there will be a separate document that if you go to the adult resources now, you'll see that they have a document like that's a running tab of just what's been updated or what's been answered, but you're not going to see everybody's individual FAQs. We think that, and I personally think this as well, as I go through that document, all of things that are very personal to one program's type of case or how you do something within your program isn't necessarily helpful to me. I kind of want the nuts and bolts of the question that you're asking answered for me, but not all the necessarily specifics, if that makes sense. So we'll clarify definitions and things as we go as needed, but you're not going to see your individual questions posted in the training manual.
Right.
I see. I do have 3 questions out pending clarification. Do we have a backlog? It can take up to 30 days to get answers back to you. So if you submitted a question and it's been less than 30 days, then that's still within our time frame of what we shoot for. So if they're longer than that, it may be that your questions are very, very good and puzzling the core group, and we're trying to come up with the best response, as maybe there's a downstream effect of the answers. So we don't have a backlog. It's just that we work to that 30 days and get all of your questions answered and get the training manual updated. And if it takes longer, it may mean that our surgeon friends are still discussing, or the core group is still discussing.
Or your question came in right after our core group call, our previous core group call. So we haven't had our next core group call yet. So it might be waiting to be discussed on our next call.
And then Mayuri, definitions for the same fields collected in both databases in adult congenital patients won't be the same. So well, a few differences. The adult database does not enter every procedure that the adult patient has done. So like if they have multiple operations during their episode of care, the adults enter the index operation and that's it. And so for us, for congenital, we know every mediastinal exploration, every VAD that's put in, every ECMO cannulation, every procedure that our cardiothoracic surgeons are performing on that patient, we're entering. So some of our patients may have one operative record and some may have upwards of any number you can think of. So some of the questions in the adult fields focus on, was this a planned procedure or was it not? And the definitions are going to be very different when when they're putting in one procedure, their index operation, planned or unplanned, whereas we're answering that very differently based on the nature of the procedures, what we're doing. An exploration for bleeding is very different than, might be unplanned, and the adults don't enter that and don't answer the questions then the same way. So it's those kinds of things that we've got to figure out between both databases. There are also, they use a slightly different definition for things like diabetes and smoking. And I think it's probably just how you care for adult patients versus how we care for babies. And so finding common ground between both databases is what's going to be important. And I think some of it is going to be nuanced and some of it could drive you nuts depending on your population. So we're trying, you know, coming out of the gate, we want to have the most clarified definitions that we can.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you, Chastity.
Absolutely.
All right. Great questions, everyone. There is a lot of work going on behind the scenes for 6.23 and lots of brain power being exercised. All right. I don't see any additional questions coming in. Thank you, Mayari. And okay, Marina. Chastity, okay. Please consider clarifying what measurements should be considered as hypoplastic branch pulmonary arteries is one of the procedure-specific factor questions, and I've asked for clarification more than once, but it hasn't been clarified yet.
Marina, we know that many of the procedure-specific factors do not have definitions or measurements or things like that. So I can take that back to Dr. Subramanian and see what he has to say about that. I believe that this was one of the things that they wanted to discuss at the task force level. So we'll make sure it's on his agenda.
Perfect. Thank you.
Right now, clinically, if your surgeon is saying that there is a diminished pulmonary vascular bed, then you can code this. Absolutely.
What are you doing, little one?
All right. Thank you, Marina. Thank you, Chastity. All right. Okie dokie. I guess we will go ahead and wrap things up. Just real quick, a reminder, AQO quick summary, AQO 2023 will be virtual. Pricing information will be coming soon. The dates for AQO 2023 are September 26th through the 29th. And also, oh, sorry, my laptop got upgraded, so I'm having issues. I'm trying to figure this thing out. So that's all that I had for today. Marina, gotcha. So your surgeon's the one that asked. Gotcha. So we will get that to Dr. Subramanian and in front of the task force. So thank you everyone for joining today. I appreciate it. Again, I know super short call, but again, just the quick AQO update. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me directly. If not, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Thank you, Chastity, Janet, Dr. Jacobs, Addie, Carol. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for being on today. Hope you guys have a great rest of the week.
Thanks, Leanne. You too. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.